Hi guys, how are you all doing? Welcome back to another video on the YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Scott Edwards. I'm a photographer, videographer, content creator, and I make these YouTube videos as well, and it's time for another Feature Friday. Just before we get started, if you wouldn't mind giving this video a thumbs up, as it really helps out with the algorithm, that would be amazing, thank you. And if you aren't yet subscribed, the little subscribe button is just down below there. Come and be a part of this community. Now, these little Feature Friday videos that I've started a couple of weeks ago, I wanted them to be short, sharp, packed full of information so that we could all improve our photography and video skills together, me included. I'm gonna try and stick with that. This one isn't really a photography or video tip as such, but it is massively important when it comes to photography and video. So let's run the intro and get into the video. So this little Feature Friday is going to be all about mistakes. Mistakes. We all hate making them. What we don't realise most of the time is that we need to make mistakes to learn. And that is so true with anything. If you don't make mistakes, you don't learn from your mistakes and then improve. And that is the same with photography and video. You need to make the mistakes no matter what you are doing to be able to learn and progress and get better at what you are doing. When you're first starting out taking pictures with your new camera, taking video, you don't know what an aperture is, you don't know what an ISO is, you don't know what shutter speed is, what a colour profile, what a white balance is. You don't know all of these things. What you have to do is learn and just do it more and more and more, and make mistakes, taking pictures with the wrong ISO, with the wrong shutter speed, and learning how to correct that and what goes into making a good picture, so that you can then in the future turn those bad pictures that you start off with into better pictures because you know how to take them properly. So how do you learn about all these things that go into making good pictures and video? And the only way you can do that is by making these mistakes. You need to learn what apertures, what shutter speeds, what ISOs you are going to need in different situations, and you need to learn how they all work together. So for example, if you change the aperture, you are then maybe going to have to compensate with the shutter speed or the ISO, because they all affect the light in a different way. And that is what photography is at the end of the day, and the same with video. It is manipulating the light into your camera sensor so you can get the best possible picture. And it is different for every single picture you are ever going to take. You are always going to need a different aperture, you're always going to need different ISO, white balance, picture profile. You are always going to need something different when it comes to taking a picture. But it is by doing it more and more and more and making these mistakes that you learn what goes into making good quality content with your camera. And then over time you start to figure it all out, and it becomes second nature, and you know where the button is on the camera to change the setting that you need to change. You'll instantly know that you need to increase the aperture or decrease the shutter speed. You instantly know by doing it and making the mistakes what you need to do to be able to do right next time. So if you are starting out with photography and video right now, like I was a few years ago, you are going to go out and take really bad pictures, and in a few years when you're better and you can take really good quality stuff, you're going to look back at those pictures you took a few years ago when you first started out, and you're going to think, what the hell was I thinking? Truth is, you probably don't know what you were thinking, because I look back at some of my pictures now and they are dreadful, but at the time I thought they were quite good. But you realise over time the different little steps you need to put into making your content. And there's one really funny, strange thing, is that when it comes to all of this stuff, you're never going to stop making mistakes. I still make mistakes now on my YouTube videos. I won't get the lighting quite right, and I'll look back on it and I'll think, that looks terrible. But then next time when I've noticed that, I can then put that into place and correct it, and then over time you start to get all these little steps and everything slowly starts to improve and increase, and your content looks better because you're putting in those little steps every single time you are making something. So that's my little photo and video tip for this week's Feature Friday, even though it's not directly linked to photo and video, but just go out and make a load of mistakes and enjoy making those mistakes. Enjoy the process of learning how you can improve your photography and video just by putting in those little steps every single time you take your camera out. And don't forget, the only way you will improve your photography and video is if you actually go out and do it. I've been guilty of this in the past, of watching too many tutorials and thinking that when you go out you're instantly going to know how you go about creating. But the truth is, if you don't actually go out and do it for yourself, you're not ever going to learn. And that's the same for anything, not just photo and video. Could be a new sport you're taking up, could be writing. Anything that you are going to do, you are going to learn from your mistakes and then improve over time. One of my favourite quotes when it comes to this is, "It's okay to make mistakes, just don't give up." And that is so true, because when you are making the mistakes, it's easy to think, I don't really want to do this, I'm not getting anywhere, I'm not improving. But deep down, what you are actually doing is you are learning. It's just difficult to realise that sometimes. So stick with it, don't give up, enjoy making the mistakes and learn from them, and enjoy your photography. And that's where we're going to leave this little video, this little feature Friday. If you haven't seen the others, they are linked up there, so go and check them out. Don't forget to click subscribe if you aren't subscribed already. Come and be a part of this community, and I shall see you all